put on the harness.
Just put your seatbelt on.
What a carry on. And you wonder why I didn't use this thing. I feel like a right burk.
Every time we get in tears, like, I like, fuck these harnesses, man.
Right. There we're gone. We cannot move. We're done.
I was standing outside waiting for you. You were always taking time, baby, playing it through. I was calling out your name, with my eyes on the wall. You were running like a ghost from me. You were running from it all. You got me waiting, I'm on fire. You got me waiting, my desire. Keep on moving to the purpose now, to the ending of the ocean. Keep on moving to the purpose now, to the ending of the ocean.
Hello everybody and welcome back. I know it's been a while for me and Dan. Obviously, I'm sure Dan will agree that COVID's been a tough time for both of us, mate, hasn't it?
Been too long, I think. March, February.
I think it has since we put a proper video out together. But anyway, we're back, so welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're going to have a very, very good video today with the drone. Now, today is a hello and welcome back, and also a farewell, which may sound a little bit strange. What's the farewell, Dan?
The farewell, I woke up the other day and thought I no longer use my M3. As much as I love it, it just doesn't get used anymore.
So the M3 is going sideways and farewell. So yeah, obviously me and Dan keep in contact all the time, as you can probably imagine, and it's always car crack, and you know the way it goes. And obviously Dan, stop it because I can't talk when you do that. I can't concentrate and go all weird. So Dan's decided that his M3 is going the journey now, not because he doesn't love it, because he will tell you himself it's probably one of the favouriteest cars you've owned, mate. You reckon?
It is.
Ones?
Absolutely love it. And the only reason I'm getting rid of it, I'll be honest, it's down to COVID.
Yeah.
I only built the car so I can take it to the ring. All ring trips this year has been cancelled.
Yeah, 100%. We haven't done many track days either, have we? I've literally done one this year up to now. I've got Cadwell booked, but that's about it. Obviously, Dan's been struggling with getting back to work. It has been a funny time. So everybody's been safe through it anyway. I hope obviously all the viewers are all well and everything's been good. But yeah, so the M3 is going the journey. What's it had done engine-wise? We've had a rebuild, haven't we?
Well, it has, but if you remember last time when we went to Crofton, we raced that was your
FD2.
Your FD2, yeah. This thing started developing a tick.
Did a tick at the top end, didn't it?
So we didn't. I had no idea what it was. I went to loads of places for this though, because I went to where was it? In fact, I'll not name them because one of them turned around and said he thinks it might be a cracked piston, which sounded ridiculous. That was meant to be a professional, but I'm not going to name them. I'm not like that. So anyway, I contacted Mr. Vanos, and straight away, as soon as I told him what it was, bang, said it'll be your rocker arms.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, you know what? I think the car's a track car. I want the car to be totally right, so I took the car down, and surely enough confirmed it was the rocker arms. I thought, well, I'll get the rod bearings done while it's there. I'll get the Vanos done. Turned into a rebuild.
Did I?
Yeah.
And Mr. Vanos, by the way, if you're into BMWs, and especially E46 M3s, Mr. Vanos definitely deserves a plug on the channel, because he sorted Dan out, sorted a great price, the job was right, we've got photos of the job, exactly what was done. Which if you've got an M3, and if you're planning, especially if you're planning on selling an M3 as well, these are the kind of things that you want. I think if you're an M3 fanatic, especially E46, you'll agree that generally 90% of the people are perverts. They want rod bearings, subframe, they want receipts. Like, but if you're buying this kind of car, like, why wouldn't you? You need those things, don't you?
Well, I've only done 300 mile in this since I picked it up.
Yeah.
The most I've put my foot down yet was just back there.
Yeah.
Right? It's all running now. the engine's absolutely silent. It's lovely.
It feels smooth, doesn't it?
Sounds nice. It starts up on the button when the battery's charged.
Your battery's fat this morning.
But just end of the day, it doesn't get used ever. It sits there parked up 99% of its life.
Today we've got something that's absolutely mint. So I'm not going to mention where exactly. No, we don't need to go to the garage. We just keep going. I'm not going to mention where it's at, but local to us, we've got a place which basically the road's been built by a guy who was into cars. He had to be into cars in some way or another. I don't care what anybody says. You'll see that road shortly. Now, the road that we're going on today is normally closed to the public. However, I've spoken to somebody who I know works there on site at the moment, and they're doing some building, and he tells me I can't let you use the road. However, what I can tell you is between 12 and 12:30 everybody's on lunch hour, nobody drives down that road. I will leave you with that, so we know what that means. So we're going to go up this road today. He's actually going to close the gates for us, so we've got no passing traffic. So just to reiterate, we're not on a public road today. This road is closed to the public. We've got a little bit of access for half an hour, and we're going to use our advantage and get some nice footage and a few clean pulls. It's not a quarter of a mile, it's a mile. It's a mile long straight road, and we're just coming onto it now. So
there's a roundabouts down here, did you say?
now, yes, we need to be careful here and obviously not take the PISS, but there are some great roundabouts down here which I believe are quite wide, which we may be able to get some footage. It seems a shame to be in a rear wheel drive car and not use the roundabouts to our advantage. So
With a professional.
I'll do the footage then. I'll get on the camera. That's not me. You might already know that.
I'll put a usher mask on.
How long? This road's over a mile long straight. Like,
That's fantastic, lad.
so there's the site work over there, which is going to be out the way. This is our first roundabout. I'd say personally we don't want to be going any further. I'd say this wants to be us.
Just here,
I
alright.
think this roundabout is hella wide enough, mate.
Why don't
Let's
we?
just try it. Yeah, that's wide enough. I feel sick. Yeah, we like that roundabout. I thought that would be good. I'm excited, man.
You enjoy that?
No slouches in as well.
Makes all the right noises as well. Space schools here, is
These
it?
things move about a little bit, so. Tight here. It was very tight. It's just been resurfaced.
Even in the rain, it gets its power down, doesn't it?
Swift, isn't it?
Sounds mint.
Oh.
Every gear, there's
Yeah.
no lag.
Yeah. Just tighten the top there. See them BCs are stiff, aren't they?
They are, aye.
Just need backing off a little.
Brakes are good as well, like.
Phenomenal. Pads wise, we've got RS29 pads in, pads in.
I hope the camera's picking up the noise of this, like.
It's lovely, like.
So planted.
Yeah.
See, you couldn't drive the M3 round here like that. It is hard.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're taking this so well.
Because I've driven the car, I know what it's capable of. I know what it's capable of. I drove this car round Croft last week in anger. Like, obviously, so
I'll spin it round here, right?
I just spin it round. It's not coming that way. Yeah, I drove it round Croft last week, so I know exactly what the car's all about and obviously know what it does, so I'm a little bit more relaxed in this.
Every time you change gear, you get that bang.
No, it's lovely.
I don't really know these roads round here.
No, no, no.
They're not my hometown.
It's relentless, that torque, isn't it?
Unbelievable. pulls like a train.
Pulls like a train.
Does.
I love the pulls like a train. Tight round here.
You can just leave it in third.
Yeah. Well, Croft, I was doing everything in fourth nearly.
Aye, she's a tool.
Yeah. Very capable, these cars with the right mod struck at them. Very, very capable. Feel it sucking you in your belly, can't you? Like,
Can't I?
burying your arse in the seat.
You can feel the diff working its arse off as well.
The diff's fucking horrible. Sorry, the diff's mint, I mean, sorry.
Aye, evil.
Aye. Maybe drown here now.
Jogger. Pervert.
Like, even today, obviously, we're slightly damp on the road today, it's quite greasy, but even still, the diff in these Mark III Meganes, I found a lot of factory car diffs, they're pretty shit, aren't they?
They are.
They're
Mine,
factory diffs.
it's given a bit of torque steer at third, even fourth. You're getting it.
Yeah, see, obviously, with the car setup, so what we've gone for, the setup, we've got neg 2.5 on the front, so it is running a little bit of camber, so you'll find it will tramline on the road when you're trying to put your foot down, because the diff's obviously scrapping for traction. But when you're on like a nice straight bit of road, it's the first factory car I've been in where you can actually feel the diff kind of, it pulls you on, doesn't it? You can feel the diff working in them.
You can, aye.
And I found all the other factory diffs that I've had in cars, even the R26 F1, the older shape Megane, I found you couldn't really feel it working, but this actually feels like you've got someone slowly just
What's
kind
that?
of pulling you. No, that's a little gadget for throttle response.
Is it?
Yeah. Obviously, electronic throttle on these is sometimes a little bit of an overhang on the throttle, so you can adjust the throttle sensitivity like that.
Oh, you've got to pull the camera off. Can we show them your old one?
Old what? Oh, it's on the video, man, isn't it? It's on the video. As obviously, I'll pull the camera off as we come into the yard. By the way, for me at the minute, this is what I see every day when we come into work.
A reminder.
So there's the old one. As you can see, looking sorry for itself.
Right, so we're back at Usher's garage. This is the car you've just seen us out in. It's not this one that I'm going to buy, but it's one of these that I'm after. So if any of you are after a bit of a deal and you want to change to an M3, I'm always open to a part exchange. I'd love one of these. After driving it, it's actually a lot faster, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's probably something you'd use on a daily basis. I don't think I'd go to the extreme, putting all the cage in that again. I just want a nice fast road one. Epic car, great.
Yeah, so this is obviously, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, I don't know whether we're going to put it in there, but obviously we'll start from scratch. So this car belongs to David Richardson, who's part of the SV team these days. So what we've done is we've kind of made this car our own. So we've got a Maxton front lip on there. We've got some Pro Race 1.2s. Obviously, if you're into track cars and stuff, you'll know the Pro Race 1.2 wheels. They're very light, they're very durable. We've got Pilot Sport 4s on there, K-Tech intake. We've got some Willans 4-point harnesses, Sparklow bucket seats, half cage from SW Motorsports, 30-way adjustable BC coilovers, and the car's putting out 330 horsepower, 367 foot-pounds of torque, and that was tuned by Scoffert EFI. Some thanks to Renault SW Motorsports, pulled out the bag. We needed a cage before the track day, and they got it done and ready within 7 days. So thanks to SW for that. We said we'd give them a plug, and we owe them that. Scoffert EFI just continues doing what he always does. He's one of the best in the business, and yeah, this is what we've got. It's turning to be a great car. What colour Megane do you want?
I can't have white. There's a guy I know, Philip Weber, over Germany, nicknames them, funny enough. A lot of you probably know this if you go to the ring. White Megane RSs are called rollover white.
See my face looking very unimpressed. I knew exactly where that was going before you even started talking about.
Genuinely what they're called, rollover white. So I think if I'm getting one, I love red. You've probably seen if you've seen me Evo, I love red. I'd love a red one or maybe a yellow.
Do you know what I find though, mate? I find these in red, it's hard to get a nice car now. Me and Dave and a couple of lads viewed a red one down the road. It was $6,000, it was cheap, and the car was hanging. But obviously, again, it was lacquer pale problems. The little, if you pan round, the little Mito we've just sold this one. Beautiful car, best of condition, lacquer pale. For some reason, all modern red cars like to lacquer pale, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, the front bumper, a prime example. I know.
But I love red. To be fair, the Evo's kept our rate.
It has. The Evo has kept quite well.
So
now, with this being the 265, Inside here you've got the nice piano black trims as well, which make all the difference. Carbon fibre style door cards. Obviously the Sparko seats, believe it or not, these have done the rounds. We've had these seats in 3 different cars. Obviously Williams harnesses. We'll show you the SW Motorsports roll cage. That's a half cage. We've tried to keep a club sport spec, so we haven't stripped all the plastics out. We don't want it to be horrible and rattly, and the car's nice inside. It's quite subtle and quite firm. Exhaust system wise, you'll never see it on a Meg because it's just a tip at the back. You'll never get that. But again, the 265 comes with the carbon fibre style door cards, which to me, they weren't in my old Megane. They make a lovely difference in there as well. Quick look under the bonnet. So not much to see under here. They do look quite similar to the old 225 engine. So there's your K-Tech Racing intake as well. Heat shielded to get rid of the cold air. Apart from that, there's nothing fantastic. Obviously you'll not see, but we've got a Wagner front mount cooler on there as well. And we did test this car at Croft last week, and it absolutely munched. It was flying. We're eating up corners in 3rd and 4th gear, which is unusual for Croft.
This is the one that's going to be for sale. I put the car for 18,000, but it costs for a lot more to build one like that now. You just paid 5 figures for the standard exam.
Yeah.
This was it was a lovely, nice standard example of a car. I wanted a good one to start with. The engine, it was just a simple case of instead of just getting one fault fixed, I thought, so I'll just get a whole lot done. So I've got Vanos done, everything. Gearbox is perfect. The brakes, it's got the K-Sport pots on there. Inside, we've got, I believe it's called a Weichner roll cage in the rear. We've got a couple of seats. We're doing spec seats, but I actually bought this off the guy who makes these.
Yeah, Calvin.
So he flung a set of these in with the sale of the car when I bought it. I put the CE shifter in there. It's got a full stainless magnets on it. It's been maintained, no expense spared, and that is, that's one of the reasons it's going. I've spent a lot of money on a car that gets used a couple of times a year, and I've even got a Clio, which is for track.
Oh, you haven't even done that, have you? You haven't done that with that either?
It's just being totally pointless.
Yeah.
Having that much in a car, hence the reason I want a Megane. I am not, and I will make this clear to Anthony, I am not saying that the Megane is better than one of these. I cannot. Not a chance. I'm
not an M3 fanatic like Dan. I appreciate them. I like what they're about. And I saw one recently pop up as an investment, so we'll show you that one while we're in here.
What's your M3s, Anthony?
The driver's the wrong way around to me. They should be at the front. So we'll show you this one anyway. If you just give us a hand. Just roll it right the way at the back, mate, and that'll do. Yeah, that'll do, mate. Just put it on the back. So this one here is a car of my own, which I basically bought for investment purposes. You'll have saw the SVP Phase 1 Clio 170, the one we stick it up for the track car. Now I had a guy who was, it's a good story this, so I had a guy who was interested in the Phase 1 track car. So he came down to look, and his mistake, when he came to look at the Phase 1, this is what he came in. Obviously I saw it straight away. I actually thought, mate, I thought it was a club sport, because of the colour. I thought it was a club sport.
What's the colour called again?
It's called Velvet Blue. So Velvet Blue is the colour of the car. There's only 33 of these made with a manual gearbox. And as far as I'm aware at the moment, I'm told from all the forum gurus who know about them, this is the only car that came with this trimming. Obviously, these are a customer order from brand new. So if a customer wants leather to match the paintwork and they're prepared to pay for it, it's classed as another option. So I think this is the only one with that trimming.
Is it classed as an individual?
It's individual, yeah, it's individual, one of 33 in manual. And I just saw this investment, so when the guy came, I fell in love with mainly the look of it. The car is, I don't know whether the video picks it up, but the car is so clean. There's no rust, there's no bad marks. It's pretty much in pristine condition. There's no stone chips on the front of it. I don't think it's ever been a track car. And I just had to have it. So this is my basic investment, the Velvet Blue, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'm sure I'm going to tell you this before Dan lobs in with his little bit of shit and tries to torture me. We did come to do a dual video today, but if you like to pan outside, Dave, as you can see, there's some water on the floor.
Like the time. Puddle.
Yeah.
Megane,
Yeah.
a puddle.
Yeah.
That's all we've got. But he
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
bring
it's-
it out because it was possibly going to get done.
I've had the car cleaned properly and obviously detailed, the right kind of coatings put on it. I am a little bit of a fanny with it. It is a little bit of a garage queen. I've only drove it a couple of times, and that's basically where it's staying until it's dry. It's as simple as that. I wasn't going to pull it out to do it again. But that'll cut us into the drive out with Dan. Hopefully, obviously, you like what you're seeing again. Dan's M3 is available. You'll see the transition of Dan moving into a 250. We're going to start doing the work on the ground now, and we're going to start looking for a nice 250 to put Dan in. And I think that's it in here.
Yep.
Sound.
Good.